Hey everyone, welcome back to Measuremix. My name is Jessica and welcome to my channel. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and the notification bell before you leave so you don't miss out on anything new. Today I'm participating in the Christmas DIY and Decor Challenge, which is being hosted by Christina from the DIY Mommy. And if you don't know who she is, I have her channel linked down in my description box below so you can check it out. She has great home decor tips and she has wonderful style, and she is one of my favorites here to watch, so I definitely recommend checking her channel out. Also, there is a playlist linked down below in my description box for this challenge, and that way you guys can head on over there after you are done here and see what everybody else did. So what I did for this challenge was actually one of my favorite DIYs I think I've done so far. It is a faux pallet wood Christmas tree ornament sign, and I made it out of all Dollar Tree items. So stick around to find out how it turns out. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is make my faux pallet wood, and for that I'm going to use one of these ready boards. They're just the foam boards from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to turn it long ways, and I'm going to mark 4 inches all the way down the board, and then I am just going to draw lines for my boards, and then I will have a total of 7 boards on my foam board. And so then I am going to use my X-Acto knife and cut the pieces out. Now this piece right here is an extra little piece, and you're going to need that for later, so make sure you set that aside and save it. And then the rest I'm just going to cut out regularly, and like I said, I'm going to have 7 pieces in total. And I'm actually going to make 2 signs out of this piece of foam board, but I'm only going to make 1 sign for this video. You're going to have to come back to find out what I do for the other sign. So the next thing I ended up doing was taking the sanding block and just going over the edges real lightly of each foam board where I cut, just to smooth it out a little bit and get all those extra little pieces that fly off and can kind of be annoying. And then there's also paper on the foam board that kind of peels off a little bit, so this helps to kind of reduce that down. And then all I'm going to do now is just give each piece of board a coat of this Waverly Chalk paint in white, and I just did 1 coat over top of it with a regular paintbrush, and this kind of gives it that painted wood look and feel, so that way it gets a more realistic wood look. Also, I just did the one side of the board with paint. I did not do both sides. You could if you wanted to, but I didn't think it was necessary because you wouldn't really see the back of the foam board anyways. So when the paint dries on the foam board, it makes it kind of warped, and that's what I'm doing here, is I'm just taking each piece and kind of bending them back a little bit so that way they're not warped. Now what I'm going to do is take this Waverly Chalk paint in the color Elephant, which I love this color. It's kind of like a gray brownish tone a little bit, and I just put it on the sides of each board, just barely wiped it on, just enough to make each board look like it had a weathered feel. Alright, so now my boards are ready to be put together, and for this sign for this video I'm using 4 of the boards, and the other 3 boards I'll use in another video that you guys will have to come back for. I didn't have enough time in this video to do that, but you can see here I am just attaching all 4 boards together with that piece of foam board that I told you we needed to save in the beginning there, and I just put it down the middle with some hot glue, and now I'm taking some popsicle sticks and alternatingly hot gluing them to the foam board in between the pieces to hold them together. Alright, for this faux palette, I am doing a Christmas tree made out of these bulb ornaments from Dollar Tree. They're like the rose gold colored ones. And I have 2 packs of them. They come in a pack of 12 each, so there's 24 bulbs in each pack. And there are 3 different types. So here I started laying out a pattern in the shape that I wanted the Christmas tree to be in and seeing how many bulbs I needed. I believe I ended up having 3 extra bulbs with this pattern left over. But this worked out perfectly. I just started at the top and then started hot gluing that one into the middle of the board. And you want to make sure when you hot glue them down that the tops of the ornaments are facing inward towards each other when you do each row. So that way the tops won't show as much. And then you also want to hot glue the tops down and the bulbs itself to the foam board. I did not glue the bulbs to each other, if that makes sense. And then I just kept going down in my rows. I ended up not really using the pattern I began with when I laid it all out. It kind of just didn't work out. The bulbs were going everywhere while I was trying to hot glue them down. So I ended up just randomly doing each row at a time and just making the pattern as I went and hot gluing them as I went down the rows. Now I needed a tree trunk for my Christmas tree, so I am using this Sisal Twine that I got actually from Home Depot. Dollar Tree does not sell this, but Home Depot sells a giant roll of it for a few dollars, so it's fairly inexpensive and it'll last you a long time. But all I did was just take it and wrap it around my fingers and then tie a piece in the middle and then hot glue that down to the bottom of the tree underneath it. And now I'm just taking some Mod Podge and some sparkly glitter that I had for forever and just putting a little glitter on the trunk of the tree. Now I am going to make a star for the top of the tree out of the same twine, and I'm doing the same thing, just wrapping it around my hand and then tying it off there. And then I'm kind of just pulling the pieces apart to kind of make a circle. And then I gather the pieces at the top to make a point to just a few of the pieces. And then I tie that off there. And then I come down and I make 2 more points after that, but I don't tie those off. And then the next 2 points, which are the bottoms of the star, I tied each of those off, if this all makes sense, to make the points. So that way they were more formed and they weren't just kind of all over the place. And that kind of gave me a star shape. And then I just hot glued that down to the top of the tree. And then again, I took some Mod Podge and just covered the top of the twine a little bit there and just used my glitter and put some glitter on it. Alright guys, I hope you liked my ornament Christmas tree and how it turned out. I really love it. If you liked it, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. That really helps my channel. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, especially if you want to see what I do with the other faux wood palette sign. So thank you so much to Christina for hosting this challenge, and don't forget to head on over and check that playlist out now that you're done here. And that's it. I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.